Studio Microphone Narration Part 1. Introduction plus Section 1. Imagine lifting a simple plastic bin. It feels ordinary, but its journey begins thousands of kilometers beneath the Earth's surface. Most people never think about this, but every bin starts as ancient plants and microscopic sea creatures buried for millions of years. Heat and pressure slowly transform those remains into crude oil, creating the raw material that factories depend on every single day. Then giant drilling rigs reach deep underground, pulling dark crude oil toward the surface through towering steel equipment. But here's what nobody tells you. Crude oil cannot become a storage bin without an astonishing chemical transformation. Inside enormous refineries, engineers separate crude into valuable products using heat that exceeds 350 degrees Celsius. One tiny fraction becomes polypropylene, the incredibly strong plastic that gives storage bins remarkable durability and surprising flexibility. Those tiny pellets may look harmless, yet each one carries years of science, engineering, and precision manufacturing inside it. Imagine standing beside a factory where millions of these pellets arrive every single hour, ready for an incredible transformation. What happens next surprised even experienced engineers, because everything depends on temperatures measured within just a few critical degrees. In the next stage, you'll watch solid plastic become flowing liquid before taking familiar shape, found in homes worldwide. The story begins long before the factory. Most polypropylene starts its journey in major oil-producing regions across the world. Saudi Arabia alone produces millions of barrels every day, supplying refineries that manufacture essential plastics for countless everyday products. The United States also contributes enormous quantities through advanced shale extraction, feeding petrochemical plants with valuable hydrocarbon resources. Canada, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates also provide critical feedstocks that eventually become durable storage bins found around the globe. Most people never think about this, but one plastic bin may begin its journey over 10,000 kilometers away. Specialized chemical plants crack hydrocarbons into propylene molecules using furnaces heated to nearly 850 degrees Celsius. Inside giant reactors, those propylene molecules link together, forming long polymer chains that create incredibly tough polypropylene resin. Engineers carefully control purity above 99% because even tiny contaminants can weaken the finished plastic bin. Next, molten polypropylene cools into thousands of tiny pellets, each weighing only a fraction of a single gram. Automatic systems dry every pellet, removing moisture that could create bubbles or weak spots during the molding process. Think about this. A single truck can transport nearly 25 metric tons of pellets directly to one manufacturing facility. Some factories consume several truckloads every day, producing thousands of plastic bins before the next sunrise even begins. Color matters too. Factories blend pigments and UV stabilizers into the resin before molding ever starts. Without ultraviolet stabilizers, sunlight would slowly weaken the plastic, causing cracks and fading after years of outdoor exposure. But one final ingredient determines whether the bin survives years of heavy use, or fails after only months. Now the real transformation begins. Perfectly blended pellets travel into the injection molding machine through sealed stainless steel hoppers. Inside the heated barrel, temperatures climb between 220 and 250 degrees Celsius, or 428 to 482 degrees Fahrenheit, melting every pellet completely. A massive rotating screw spins at 80 to 150 revolutions per minute, mixing the molten plastic into a perfectly uniform liquid. What happens next surprised even experienced engineers. The machine injects plastic at pressures exceeding 1,500 bar, filling every tiny detail instantly. The precision steel mold clamps shut with nearly 800 tons of force, preventing even microscopic leaks during injection. Cooling channels circulate chilled water around 15 degrees Celsius, removing heat until the plastic becomes solid again within seconds. Most large storage bins remain inside the mold for 30 to 90 seconds, depending on wall thickness and overall size. Then hydraulic ejector pins push the finished bin free with incredible precision, leaving almost no visible marks behind. You hear a sharp mechanical click, powerful hydraulics, cooling fans, and robotic arms moving with perfect rhythm across the production line. Imagine the warm plastic smell mixing with machine oil while hundreds of finished bins move steadily toward the next station. Robotic trimming systems remove tiny plastic runners and gate marks in only a few seconds, creating perfectly clean edges. Nothing goes to waste. Trimmed plastic gets ground into flakes, blended carefully, and reused in future production whenever specifications allow. Modern factories can produce more than 1,000 storage bins every hour, depending on mold design and machine size. The toughest part begins now. Every plastic bin must prove it deserves to leave the factory without a single hidden flaw. High-speed conveyor belts move each bin beneath AI vision cameras, capturing hundreds of detailed images in just a few seconds. Laser scanners measure every edge within plus or minus 0.2 millimeters, detecting defects invisible to the human eye. Think about this. A tiny warp smaller than a grain of rice can cause an entire bin to fail inspection. Automatic reject arms instantly remove defective bins, keeping rejection rates below 1% in modern production facilities. What happens next surprised even experienced engineers. Strong bins face brutal impact tests that simulate years of heavy everyday use. Some bins drop from 1.5 meters onto solid concrete multiple times before engineers approve the final design. Others carry heavy loads exceeding 50 kilograms, proving they can survive garages, warehouses, and busy industrial workplaces. Climate chambers expose samples to freezing minus 30 degrees Celsius and scorching 80 degrees Celsius without stopping the evaluation. Most people never think about this, but sunlight itself becomes another powerful testing machine inside specialized UV laboratories. Engineers also inspect surface texture, color consistency, lid fit, handle strength, and smooth corners before every production batch ships. And this is where human skill beats machines. Experienced inspectors can notice subtle imperfections that cameras occasionally overlook. Only after passing every inspection does each bin receive approval for packaging under internationally recognized quality standards, including ISO certification requirements. Approved bins move onto fully automated packaging lines, where robotic systems stack, wrap, and label every product for shipment. Step outside the factory. Plastic storage bins have become one of the world's most widely used household products. Every year, manufacturers produce hundreds of millions of plastic storage bins to meet growing demand across homes, businesses, and industries worldwide. The global storage container market generates tens of billions of dollars annually, driven by organization, logistics, retail, and industrial growth. China leads global production, followed by the United States, Germany, India, and Japan, supplying customers across nearly every continent. Think about this. If 1 year's production lined up end to end, those bins could stretch for thousands of kilometers. Worldwide, hundreds of thousands of engineers, technicians, machine operators, designers, and logistics workers support this enormous manufacturing industry every day. Did you know? Early plastic storage containers appeared decades ago and transformed how people organize homes and workplaces forever. Did you know? Today's premium bins often contain recycled plastic, reducing waste while maintaining remarkable strength and long-term durability. Did you know? Some automated factories operate 24 hours a day, producing thousands of storage bins without stopping for weeks. Over the last 50 years, smarter machines, stronger plastics, and advanced recycling have completely transformed plastic bin manufacturing. Experts expect even greater automation, smarter materials, and lower carbon emissions during the next decade of industrial innovation. Imagine holding a single storage bin again. You now know it represents geology, chemistry, engineering, robotics, and millions of human decisions. The next time you hold one of these in your hands, remember, it didn't just appear. It was born from the earth, shaped by fire, perfected by technology, and approved by the strictest standards in the world before reaching your home. That's not just a product. That's a masterpiece of human engineering built through science, precision, and relentless innovation. Every plastic bin tells a story that began millions of years ago beneath the Earth's surface and continued through some of the most advanced factories ever built. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you inside the next factory. Thanks for watching.